Good morning and welcome to our Science Read Aloud. I'm going to go ahead and start reading this PowerPoint for us. It's called The Next Time You See a Firefly by Emily Morgan. To Jeff, my perfect mate. Every mystery solved brings us to the threshold of a greater one. Rachel Carson. I'm not going to read the note to parents and teachers out loud. If you would like to read it, go ahead and pause the video right here, and you guys can go ahead and read it on your own. The next time you see a firefly, follow it with your eyes. Count the flashes. Do you notice a pattern or rhythm to the flashing? Is the firefly flying, or is it perched on a blade of grass or in a bush? Gently catch a firefly in a net or in your hand. Can you count its legs? Can you see its eyes? Can you find the part of its body that lights up? Fireflies are one of the most fascinating insects because of their ability to produce light inside of their bodies. Have you ever wondered why fireflies flash? Let me go ahead and move. There I am. Mating, that's the reason why fireflies flash. The fireflies you see flying are usually males. The male fireflies flash in flight to signal a female. As they fly, they look around to see if any females flash back. The female fireflies usually perch in the grass or on shrubs, waiting for males. When a female sees a flashing male, she might choose to flash back. When a male spots a female flashing with the right pattern, he may decide to fly to her. Then they mate. Soon after mating, the female lays eggs. Go ahead and move myself again. There are thousands of different types or species of fireflies. Some species flash and others do not. Each kind of flashing firefly has a different flash pattern. So a firefly must carefully watch for the flashing pattern of its own species so it can find a mate. You can begin to recognize the patterns by counting the seconds between each flash. The firefly species that do not flash use their sense of smell instead of a flashing pattern to find a mate. A few weeks after the female lays eggs, the eggs hatch into larvae. One interesting thing about fireflies is that they are in the larva stage for about 2 years. During this time, they live underground and they eat earthworms, snails, and other soft-bodied animals. That means fireflies spend most of their lives looking like this. In late spring, a firefly larva can become a pupa. A few weeks later, an adult emerges. When they finally become adults, many fireflies don't eat at all. Adult fireflies only live for a few weeks, and in that time, they're on a mission to find a mate. So there's not much time for eating. Let me move myself again. Let me go way up here. Fireflies are sometimes called lightning bugs, but they aren't actually flies or bugs. They are beetles. Beetles are insects that have 2 pairs of wings, a sturdy set on top, and a delicate pair underneath. June bugs, ladybugs, and fireflies are all types of beetles. Beetles usually have a straight line down their back where the outer wings come together. Can you find this line on each of the beetles on this page? Let's take a second and look at each one and see if we can find the line in the center of their wings. The top pair of a firefly's wings are not as hard as most beetles' outer wings. They are more leathery. This makes fireflies more fragile than most beetles, so always be gentle when you hold them in your hands. To fly, fireflies hold out their top wings and then flap the wings underneath. If you want to get a closer look at fireflies, you can catch them and place them in a jar. The safest way is to use a net. Once you catch them in the net, gently push them from the net into a container. Be sure there are air holes at the top so the fireflies can breathe, and a moist paper towel at the bottom so the fireflies don't dry out. Observe the fireflies for a short while, then you set them free. Let me go ahead back down. When you look closely at a firefly, you will see that, like all adult insects, it has 6 legs. You'll also notice that the fireflies have very large eyes so that they can see at night. The most fascinating part of the firefly is its lantern. That's the part that lights up. Chemicals inside the lantern combine with oxygen in the air to produce light. You may think it's dangerous for fireflies to flash at night because predators can easily find them. It's true that fireflies can be seen by beetle-eating animals such as bats and frogs, but these predators learn to avoid fireflies because they taste terrible. The flashing light actually warns predators to not eat the fireflies. There are a few species of fireflies that will actually flash all together in unison. They are called synchronous fireflies. Scientists aren't sure why these fireflies behave this way, but they think it might be all the males trying to be the first one to signal the females, or that the males have a better chance of being seen by the females if they flash all together. This is quite an extraordinary sight, but the reason remains a mystery. So the next time you see a firefly, remember that it flashes with its special pattern to find a mate. It was a larva living underground for years, eating, growing, and changing. And finally, this summer, it has the chance to fly and flash and mate. Isn't that remarkable? Now, these are some photos from the story. I'm going to go ahead and move myself down, and then I'm going to move myself up, so that way you have a chance to look at all of the pictures. These are all really cool photos from the book that we can look at together. And that's the end of the book. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye!